You're reviewing a stand mixer? That's not a pizza oven. I know. Hear me out though. When Ooni released their Halo Pro spiral mixer, I was intrigued. Since I've been using a Kitchenaid Professional 550 HD for more than 10 years, I wanted to see the benefits a spiral mixer gives you over your standard planetary mixer. Ooni was kind enough to send me a media sample, so I've put the mixer through its paces, and I'm ready to break it down for you so you can decide if a spiral mixer is right for you. The Halo Pro is a gorgeous piece of kitchenware. It's sturdy, compact, solidly built, and weighs in at around 32 pounds. That's pretty heavy, but not when compared to other spiral mixers I've seen. The Halo Pro sits in a mid-price range when stacked up against those other spiral mixers, such as those made by Vavor or Famag. The unique thing about the Halo Pro is the breaker bar is removable, which allows you to not only make bread doughs with the kneading hook, but you can also use a paddle or whisk attachment as well. It gives you the best of both worlds, higher quality doughs, but with the flexibility of your standard planetary mixer. A spiral mixer is better for mixing large amounts of dough, and at lower speeds than a planetary mixer. It'll give you a stronger gluten structure without overmixing it. The Halo Pro has a 7-liter bowl that's designed to handle anywhere between 1 to 5 kilograms of dough. Most recently, I made 1.5 kilos of 62% hydration pizza dough in both the Halo Pro and the old Kitchenaid. To put it in context, that's enough for roughly 3 16-inch New York-style pizzas. The Halo Pro easily turned the dough into a beautiful, silky smooth dough in less than 10 minutes. Since it's a spiral mixer, it's able to mix effectively at lower speeds, so your dough doesn't overheat. In the Kitchenaid, the dough took nearly twice as long to knead, and during that time the unit occasionally rocked a bit, which makes me nervous it will tip. By the time the dough was done, the motor in the Kitchenaid was quite hot, and even then the dough just never comes out as smooth and nicely developed as when I use the spiral mixer. Plus, when I'm using the same recipe and methods in both mixers, I end up having to give the dough in the Kitchenaid time to autolyse so the flour can absorb the water before kneading. Since switching over to the Halo Pro, the crumb structure on my pizza has greatly improved. Check out this window pane test. I don't get results this good with the Kitchenaid. This batch of Japanese milk bread I made turned out especially nice, and it was a big hit with the family and the neighbors. As I mentioned before, the breaker bar comes off easily just by unscrewing it, and I used the paddle to whip up a bunch of cookie dough. I'm not much of a cookie baker, but I was happy with how they turned out, though I did have a bit of an issue with the dough riding up the paddle. The whisk attachment does work well, but you'd have to be whisking a ton of egg whites or heavy cream for it to work effectively, since this is a big mixing bowl. For someone like me, a home cook who cooks for no more than 6 people at a time, I'll stick to the whisk attachment on my immersion blender. The Halo Pro spiral mixer has relegated my Kitchenaid mixer to storage where it's been gathering dust. With its massive mixing bowl, the Halo Pro isn't for the person who's looking to make a dozen cookies or a couple Neapolitan pizzas at a time. As I mentioned before, you need at least 1 kilo of dough for it to mix properly, so it's not for everyone. But if you're like me and you're making pizza all the time, this mixer is really, really awesome. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please like, comment, and subscribe as it really helps the channel. Thanks.